The opposition of Armenia has announced the second phase of its fight. It has been highly active in recent days after they announced protests against the current government's actions to protect Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh. The opposition today has started its march from Ijevan to Yerevan, while there are sit-in protests for over a week in the Armenian capital's square. Meanwhile, Misak Avetisyan, the father of Senior Lieutenant Levon Avetisyan, who died during the 44-day Artsakh war in the fall of 2020, declared a hunger strike until May the 8th. He told reporters at Freedom Square in downtown Yerevan that he demands that the prosecutor's office and the National Security Service of Armenia arrest Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan by May the 8th. Otherwise, on that day, he will set himself on fire at Republic Square in downtown Yerevan. In the meantime, a group of youth from the opposition Armenian Revolutionary Federation ARF Party of Armenia blocked streets in the capital Yerevan and chanted Armenia without Nikol, Armenia without Turks, and Union Fight Victory. Some of them even got on top of a public transport bus and held the national flag of Artsakh as well as a banner that reads, "It has begun." However, later the police have apprehended, using disproportionate force, a group of these young people, and the RF Youth Union informed that 5 of their members were taken to a police station for carrying out a peaceful awareness campaign. Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan held a phone call with Foreign Minister Jeyhun Bayramov of Azerbaijan, the Armenian Ministry of Foreign Affairs reported. The two foreign ministers exchanged views as a follow-up to the agreements reached at the level of the leaders of both countries. The sides agreed on the structure of the Commission on Delimitation and Border Security. The two also discussed the issues related to addressing humanitarian issues as well as preparation of works on peace negotiations. The conversation came over a week after Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev met in Brussels for talks hosted by European Council President Charles Michel. Aliyev and Pashinyan agreed to instruct their foreign ministers to start official negotiations on the comprehensive treaty and to set up before the end of this month a joint commission on border demarcation. Meanwhile, Denis Gonchar, director of the 4th Department of the CIS countries of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said they will assist the agreement on a peace accord between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The Russian side is ready to continue to help Baku and Yerevan in every way to find points of contact to create a climate of trust and mutual understanding, he said. Emmanuel Macron has won 5 more years as France's president after a convincing victory over rival Marine Le Pen, who nevertheless secured the far-right's highest share of the vote yet. He won by 58.55% to 41.45%, a greater margin than expected. The centrist leader told jubilant supporters at the foot of the Eiffel Tower that now the election was over, he would be a president for all. He is the first sitting president in 20 years to be re-elected. Despite her loss, Ms. Le Pen, 53, said her significant vote share still marked a victory. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan in turn sent a congratulatory message to Emmanuel Macron on his victory. Armenia highly appreciates France's role as the OSCE Minsk Group co-chair in establishing long-term peace in our region and hopes that it will continue during the second 5-year term of your presidency, the Prime Minister noted in a statement. 5 civilians, including 2 children, have died in a Russian attack in the southeastern Donetsk region, an official has said. The children were aged 5 and 14 and lived in the village of Krasnohorivka, Donetsk Defense Chief Pavlo Kirilenko said late Sunday. The other 3 victims were from the towns of Novoselivitsky and Novomikhailovitsky, he added. Meanwhile, the Russian Defense Ministry said a humanitarian corridor will open at 2 p.m. 11 a.m. GMT for all civilians to leave the Azovstal plant in Mariupol. It said Russian troops will cease fire to allow civilians to safely exit the plant. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin have met Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Kyiv and announced additional military assistance and the gradual return of American diplomats to the war-ravaged nation. In the highest-level U.S. visit to the capital since Russia started military operation in late February, Blinken and Austin told Zelenskyy and his advisors on Sunday that Washington will provide more than $300 million in military financing and had approved a $165 million sale of ammunition. At a press conference in Poland after the meeting, Austin said of Zelenskyy, he has the mindset that they want to win, and we have the mindset that we want to help them win. For his part, Blinken said the meeting was an opportunity to demonstrate directly our strong ongoing support for the Ukrainian government and the Ukrainian people.